You are the one. Power of one. Everything starts with you.
That's right, you are the one, and everything starts with you. I am New York business attorney James DeCristofaro, and I solve real problems for real people. Let's take a look at some of the real problems we are having right now. On March 17th, 2020, the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York issued an administrative order severely restricting access to its courthouses in Brooklyn and in Islip. Restricted. On March 18th, 2020, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo issued his New York on Pause executive order. New York State, closed. On March 19th, 2020, the New York Supreme Court, New York County, closed. On March 22nd, 2020, the New York Times reported that the U.S. shut down its economy and that the American economy has stopped working. U.S. closed. On March 26, 2020, the New York City Family Court closed. On March 27th, 2020, the Civil Court in Manhattan closed. On March 30th, 2020, the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York closed. On April 4th, 2020, LiveScience.com reported that New York has been crushed by COVID-19. On May 14th, 2020, The Guardian reported that 36 million people are unemployed. Also on May 14th, 2020, Governor Cuomo extended his New York on Pause executive order. New York, still closed. Pretty serious stuff, isn't it? On a close-to-home note, because of the court shutting down, my litigation practice basically dried up, so I had to pivot. I discussed that later in the video and in my book, The Power of One. But of course, I'm not the only one affected. Other people are. So let's take a look at some of the stories, some of the videos of small business owners in the U.S. These videos that you're about to see are courtesy of Clay Clark and the Thrive Time Show. Clay Clark and the Thrive Time Show. Thank you, Clay.
I am a very real person.
These are their stories.
Shutdown has hurt us quite a bit.
The government mandate of all of the businesses shutting down has greatly affected our business in a very negative way.
We have zero income coming in. There's zero revenue coming in. We have had to pretty much lay off 95 staff members, which affect all of their families.
My business can probably last another week.
All my technicians in there are on a commission basis, so if they don't have any cars to work on, they don't make any money. And I can tell you this, that probably 90% of them are 2 to 3 weeks away from severe financial trouble, and it is a big deal. We need to get back to work so these guys can make their house payment, their car payment, feed their family.
Again, that's some pretty serious impact on U.S. small businesses. There's more than 50 of those videos that I saw on the Thrive Time Show YouTube channel. So go to the Thrive Time Show YouTube channel to watch them completely. I just took little snippets of them. So go to the Thrive Time Show YouTube channel and watch them in context. They've got real names, real people, real locations. How can I have an impact on the economy? How can I move this economy along? Well, there are 3 ways. The first is with access to information. I have a ton of content out there that's available for free. A ton of content that's available for free. Here's a little bit about my 8 free ebooks, and you can get a copy of these ebooks yourself by going to my website, thelawyerjames.com. thelawyerjames.com. The Power of One. This is my favorite so far. It shows you how to emerge and thrive in any environment, and it's very timely because we need to kick it into high gear as the country opens back up. You'll see here that the first timeless tip number 1, it's called Find Your Pony. This sets the stage for you to pivot and find opportunity where you might not think that there is any. I also have a small business legal alert that covers 13 survival tips for small businesses while on lockdown. There's also Dominate Your Adversary, which has 7 rules for domination in a business dispute. There's explicit language in that one. Please proceed with caution. There's 5 business litigation myths debunked. This clears up 5 misconceptions that small business owners have about litigation. There's 11 easy steps, which is a touchy-feely and more relaxed way to resolve a business dispute, and it does it in a more pleasant way. There's the Business Edge, which is basically an overview of the dispute resolution process. And then there's my Bulletproof series. These are practical guides on drafting legal documents. The first one is called the Bulletproof Contract, and that applies to contracts. And then there's the Bulletproof Promissory Note, and that applies to promissory notes. And there's a lot more in the Bulletproof series to come. The second is that I do a legal and business checkup for small businesses, and it's only $1. That's right, you heard it right, $1. It's a legal and business checkup for $1. And that $1 gets donated to City Meals, which is a local New York City charity that feeds the elderly. Here's some more information on the $1 checkup. During your $1 legal and business checkup, we take up to an hour to do a 15-point assessment of your business. And we go over business structure, business registration. We talk about your contracts and your agreements. We go over staffing, your relationship with your employees and staff. We talk about your processes, hiring, firing. We talk about your intellectual property, like trademarks and copyrights, your licenses and licensing agreements. We go over your website. We talk about your relationships with your landlord, relationship with your vendors, relationship with your buyers, what strategic partners you have and what relationships you have with them, what your debt looks like, your relationship with your creditors. We look at your system that protects you with respect to deadlines and renewal dates. We go over your accounts receivable and collections. We talk about what insurance you have. We talk about business disputes and litigation, and we answer any questions that you might have, which is the single most important point. And remember that your $1 goes to City Meals, which is a local New York City charity that feeds the elderly.
The third is that I have monthly subscription packages available for small businesses for legal advice. Here are the details.
The first is the Single Dynamite Package. It is $397 monthly with a $597 one-time setup fee, and it includes access to my audio program, one 15-minute attorney phone call monthly, 2 emails, document templates, one 5-page contract, and one SOS emergency phone call. The second is the Double Dynamite Package. It's $797 monthly with a $997 one-time setup fee, and it includes more. It has the audio program, one 30-minute attorney phone call monthly, 5 emails, 5 texts, 1 quarterly meeting for an hour with an attorney, 2 SOS emergency calls, 3 contracts reviewed, 3 contracts drafted, document templates, and 1 corporate formation package. The third is the Triple Dynamite Package. It is $1,797 monthly with a $1,997 one-time setup fee. And it includes even more. It has the audio program, 4 30-minute attorney phone calls per month, 10 email questions, 10 text messages, 2 quarterly meetings with an attorney for an hour each, 4 SOS emergency phone calls, 5 contract reviews, 5 contracts drafted, document templates, 3 corporate formations, 1 trademark filing, and 1 copyright filing. There's really something for every small business in these monthly membership subscription packages for legal services.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
You might be saying to yourself, $397 to $1,797 monthly doesn't sound ideal, but let me tell you, with the average hourly rate of a New York City attorney at $756 per hour, according to Google, that's $756 per hour. These monthly subscriptions are a phenomenal deal.
That's right.
Disclaimer and disclosure. The terms in the monthly membership program can change at any time. This is not an offer for legal services. It is for informational purposes only. And if you choose to be a monthly subscriber, the terms we actually agree on may be the same or they may be similar. Also, this video is not legal advice. Again, it is for informational purposes only.
Oh, okay.
If it is, for whatever reason, construed as attorney advertising, you need to know that prior results do not guarantee any particular future outcome. Choosing an attorney is an important decision, and you need to make that decision carefully, and you should meet or speak with an attorney before doing so. An attorney-client relationship is not created between you and me merely by you watching this video. If we do decide to work together, we will need to enter into and sign an attorney engagement letter agreement, and only then will I be considered your attorney. With all that said, of course there's an exception, and it is an important one. Everything we discuss during your $1 legal and business checkup will be confidential and privileged. Who is the lawyer James?
You might be saying you know nothing about me. Well, you're in luck. I put together some clips for you to get to know me. Here they are. The first is a little bit about my personal life. I put it together in the format of a slideshow, and it's me telling you what I have done.
I've posed for a photo as an infant. I've ridden a motorcycle with a hot babe on the back. I've had to pee badly, and while on a tractor I flirted with a blonde who wanted nothing to do with me. I've had a lot of fun in the rain. I've had not so much fun in the rain. I've also climbed a tree with my family. I've had a pony and played football. I have jumped out of a plane, and then I acted like Tom Cruise for 5 seconds. I've spoken in public. I've danced with grandma. Kissed my lovely daughter Oakley, dressed up for a hoedown, dressed up for Halloween, posed with Oakley at her birthday party, posed at camp, and I posed again at camp. I picked her up from her mom's in a horse and carriage. That was a lot of fun. That's my mom and dad at their wedding. What's wrong with this picture? Those are my grandparents on my mother's side, and these are my grandparents on my dad's side. And in their arms is my daughter Oakley.
The second is a list of where my work has been discussed in the media. So far, my work has been mentioned in these publications and outlets.
Fortune, New York Post, Travel Weekly, The New York Times, The Doctors, Law 360, and Netflix.
The third is a list of companies and people that I have represented or I've been up against in court or that I've otherwise worked with. Here they are.
Alive Inside, American Express, Berkshire Hathaway, Citibank, Columbia University, Corcoran Group, Don King, Enron, Lons Banky, Parmalat, Mike Tyson, PSP Sports, Standard Chartered Bank, United Airlines, Xerox.
The fourth are some video testimonials from some of my clients and readers.
The greatest compliment that I could give is I'm constantly asked by people, do I know a good attorney for different areas? And James is always the top of my list, and it's not necessarily the area of his expertise, but I am just so impressed at how James thinks through things, strategizes, and tries to come to the cleanest, quickest solution.
James handled it very well. He went through the contracts and the agreements. He gave me very professional opinion. He got me through all the difficulties I was going through.
Hey there, this is Daryl. I run about 5 companies out of Southern California. I want to give a quick shout out to James and the DeCristofaro law firm for doing a good job.
James is a trustworthy and hardworking individual, and more importantly, he's cool, calm, and collected.
We're really fortunate to have found him because right from the start, we gained an immediate impression that he was a very business-savvy attorney.
James helped us solve a really difficult case with a wrongful termination.
Every time I work with James, he's done a great job, very knowledgeable, keeps a level head, doesn't get too emotional, doesn't let you get too emotional. I highly recommend you work with him.
I just had the pleasure and opportunity to read his new book, The Power of One. What particularly struck me was Chapter 8, controlling your stress and making sure that you're making decisions grounded in fact and not emotion. What I found with James's words, it does help ground you in what's right. I personally was inspired by the entire book. I found that chapter particularly relevant, just being very insightful and very pragmatic and straight to the point, packed with insights and in a very engaging way. James mixes in quotes and real life experiences and a lot of anecdotes that I think we all can relate to and we can be inspired by. So I highly recommend The Power of One.
Wow.